One of the first major assumptions you have to make in any schedule is how much time is available to complete the tasks. You will need to account for all holidays, vacation time, and all other foreseeable non-working time to build a schedule with any degree of accuracy. Microsoft Project provides the calendar tool to allow a project manager fine-tune the project calendar with a great deal of flexibility. We can control the working times of our project by first going over to the project tab here and then clicking on the change working time button. A dialog box will open up where you can see how working hours are currently allocated on your project. The project calendar defines the working time on your project. Which days are working days? Which hours are considered working time in a typical workday and which days are non-working time such as holiday? You can see here in this legend box all the different type of definitions that are available which you can manipulate. Three default project calendars already exist for you to select in the calendar field drop-down list as follows. One is the 24 hours continuous time from midnight to midnight, 24 hours a day. Then you have one more calendar called as a night shift used for overnight work that begins at the end of one night and finishes the following morning. Standard, the standard work week, which is 40 hours a week, 5 days, Monday through Friday, 8 a.m. through 5 p.m. with an hour lunch break from 12 p.m. to 1 p.m. You can see in this drop down box here that the calendar standard is the default project calendar as it says so in the brackets. On the right hand side here, you can see the work hours for a particular day that is selected in the visual calendar in the middle. For example, if I select this or if I select this, you can say that it says 6th February 2016 is non-working. Now, if I click on the work weeks tab here, default is selected and you can click on the details button here to examine it. As mentioned earlier, for Monday through Friday on the standard calendar, the times shown here is the grayed out text. However, you can select an individual day and also change it if you want to non-working time. You can manipulate it in any way that you want, but I will cancel it for now. Now, if you want to create a custom calendar for your project, you can do it here. Why would you want to do it? If your organization's working times are different, or if you want to set a particular day as a holiday, you can do that ideally by creating a new calendar. First, click on create a new calendar button. A small dialog box will pop up. In this case, we will just create a copy of the standard calendar and I will give it a new name. This radio button is selected, which is a copy of the standard calendar, and now I will say OK. So you can see now that a new calendar has been created, but observe carefully, it is not yet our project calendar. To make our new calendar as the project's calendar, I will first click OK here and return to the main window. And then again in the project tab, click on project information button. We have already seen this in the previous lesson. This project information dialog box will open up. Here I can configure what is the default calendar for my project. I just need to select my newly created calendar, Learn Good Cal. And once I do that and click OK, the default calendar will have changed now. To test if this is really the case, I will just go back to change working time dialog box. Here you can see that the default calendar has been changed now. Beyond this, there are a lot of ways in which you can configure the calendar options. You can mark holidays and other non-working days. I will show a very quick, fast example. Now, suppose I want to mark February 15th as an additional holiday. I will just select that and okay. And this is set to non-working. So this has now been marked like a holiday in my case. When we get to the section on resources and scheduling, we will see that individual project resources can have their own calendars. For example, if you have a consultant who works for only 20 hours per week on a project, you can reflect that into your project. As a best practice, you should fill up as much information as you can about the calendar at the very beginning of the project. That is, before you start creating and assigning resources and doing actual scheduling work. This is to control complexity issues at a later stage. So, in this lesson, we saw that the project comes in with multiple default calendars that you can use. Also, you need to set up work days and other holiday related information for a project as early as possible. We also saw that you can create your own customized calendars for your project and set them as the default.